Welcome back, everybody, to Fox News Live. Big breaking news out of the Big Apple today. Eric Adams dropping out of the New York City mayoral race. He's released a video confirming his campaign is ending, and obviously we're going to work on getting that for you. In that video, Adams goes on to say it's been an honor to be your mayor, and then, of course, he goes on to tout his many victories over his first term. We want to welcome in Fox News senior correspondent Eric Shawn. He is live with the very latest. Eric, surprised or not so much?
Well, actually, it's a stunning development, Kevin. People have been talking about this for several weeks, whether he will drop out or not. Yesterday, in an interview, he said that he would consider that. But it does reshuffle the race, and experts say it is the one possibility to try and stop Democratic Socialist radical Zoran Mamdani from winning in this mayoral race. You know, Eric Adams had high hopes when he first was elected. He had been a former police officer, took moderate positions, but they were dashed by a corruption probe and other issues. So he decided to quit because of his low poll numbers and the fact that he just couldn't raise any money. He was placing fourth in this race. His popularity has plummeted after he was charged with bribery and accepting illegal campaign contributions. Those charges dropped. Amid accusations, he made a deal with President Trump, something both deny. Adams said he just couldn't go on because he said with these fundraising problems and questions about his viability, he could not see a path to continue.
Yeah, man. I know he had a press conference. I think it was maybe last month, if I'm not mistaken, and he said that he would not drop out the race. So now, he decided to drop out the race because his poll ratings was low. Uh, he didn't have any money in his campaign. Nobody wasn't funding his campaign. He couldn't raise any money for his campaign, so he decided to drop out the race. And unfortunate, and that's what it is, man. So now they have Mandali, Andrew Cuomo, and Sifter. I think that's his name. His name. If y'all guys know what I'm talking about, y'all guys can let me know and write your comment down below. So yeah, so I'm going to play more of this video.
This leaves Mamdani facing former Governor Andrew Cuomo. He's running as a moderate against the far-left socialist Mamdani, and they've clashed on issues from Mamdani's anti-Israel positions to his promises of free services and raising taxes. Mamdani's polled numbers show that he's had a 20-point lead over Cuomo, but Kevin, that could now change with the focus on this race. The fact that the incumbent mayor is out. He'd been polling around 8%. A lot of New Yorkers may really be focusing on some of Mamdani's out there far-left radical ideological positions. The other candidate, Republican candidate Curtis Sliwa, he is well known, founder of the Guardian Angels, conservative activist for a long time. He's been polling ahead of the incumbent mayor and has vowed that he would not drop out of the race, even though he's been warning about the dangers if Mamdani is elected. But some of
Yeah, so his name is Curtis Wheeler, and so this guy is not going to drop out the race.
the GOP are saying today there could be pressure on him to quit too as a last-ditch effort to try and stop Mamdani from winning. In his statement in which he decided to quit, Adams did not mention Mamdani by name. The 33-year-old assemblyman has no managerial experience. He's only been in the New York Assembly for like 2 terms and has taken such radical positions. But in his speech, the mayor criticized politicians who he said are out for themselves and what he called insidious forces who were, quote, pushing radical, divisive agendas in city politics. We haven't had anything like this since 1969. Mario Procaccino, John Lindsay. Back then, Lindsay was a Republican, lost that, and he went on to win. So we'll have to see what happens. The last mayor who bounced out was William O'Dwyer. That's when he was appointed as ambassador to Mexico under corruption charges then. Then they go back to Jimmy Walker. He was the mayor of the Jazz Age, and he fled New York with his mistress to Europe. So a lot of New York history, but nothing like this, Kevin.
Nothing quite like this.
All right, guys, I want to get this out the way. I want y'all guys to subscribe to my channel, put a like to my channel, and yeah, I want y'all guys to watch the whole video, and just follow my journey, man. Just follow my journey, and then yeah. So I want to go to our next clip, and let's take a look in this video.
Eric Adams is dropping out of the race for New York City mayor. The election coming up this November. Let's go right to Laura Barron Lopez, MSNBC White House correspondent, to talk about what we're hearing. It was just reported, we believe, first by the New York Post, but it was something that he just posted on social media. What are the details?
So it looks like after a lot of weeks of back and forth, Alex, Eric Adams has finally decided that he's going to be dropping out of this race. And even though he had bad poll numbers, he was for a while there saying that he was going to stick in it, that he was going to see this through to the end, even though there was back and forth also with the White House and with President Trump. And now ultimately he has decided to pull the plug here. After pressure from President Trump, who wanted to see this happen because of the fact that they did not want Zohran Mamdani to end up in the mayor's office.
But here's the thing, though. I think Mamdani, and I don't want to say this. I think Mamdani is going to win, and I don't know why New York want this socialist person in there. They want, and that's what they want, and I don't agree with it, but most likely Mamdani might win. And Cuomo, I don't think, and that's the thing, I don't think Cuomo could beat Mamdani though, because like I said, this what they want, and I don't know why they want to put Mamdani in there. I just don't know why. And guys, you can write your comments down below. This guy is a socialist, and he have no work experience. Like I just don't get it. I don't understand it. And why will you put this guy in there? So they want to have Cuomo and Mamdani to face each other, and I just don't think that Cuomo could beat Mamdani. If he do, that would be good for New York, but I think Adams should have just stuck around. But we all know that nobody wanted to fund his campaign. I guess he ran out of money and stuff like that. He had low ratings and poll low ratings and stuff like that, so he had to drop out. But yeah, and then, there's a whole lot of things going around with that, Eric Adams and stuff like that. So he had to drop out. So I don't know, man. Just let's see what's going to happen.
So, practically speaking, what does this mean for the race? Where is it presumed that his votes will go?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, the White House believes that him dropping out improves the chances of another candidate beating Zohran Mamdani, and so that's why they wanted to
being Andrew Cuomo. Is that who they believe it'll be, Andrew Cuomo, that will, siphon off the majority of his votes?
That's someone that they would certainly be happier with ending up in the mayor's office, Alex. And that's potentially who the votes could go to because of the fact that Eric Adams and Cuomo are more in the same mold of moderate Democrats than Zohran Mamdani, who's a self-described democratic socialist. But the White House was even potentially talking to Eric Adams also about ambassadorships. Mm-hmm. It doesn't appear as though he landed one of those. It's hard to say at this point, but even an ambassadorship to Saudi Arabia at one point was in the mix here.
It was, and it seemed as if the president had talked about that, sort of dangling a carrot. Eric Adams said no to that definitively at that point, continued in the race for a good couple of months, really. It seemed like the president had pulled back that offer then. Have you heard of any other specifics regarding an ambassadorship or anything, any rumblings about this from the White House?
No, at this point we haven't, but you're right, Alex. I mean, those things were being talked about, and it looks as though in recent days negotiations weren't necessarily working out. And you're right that those initial talks, those potential ambassadorships to Saudi Arabia specifically, were pulled back. At this point, I can't say whether or not there is something else in the mix for Eric Adams. President Trump is known to reward people that he feels like are loyal to him and who ultimately he believes do his bidding. I mean, we saw that the administration, the Justice Department, dropped their case against Eric Adams because Eric Adams had made pretty clear that he was willing to work with the administration when it came to ICE enforcement and immigration enforcement in New York City. And that led to a number of resignations from the Justice Department of U.S. attorneys because they were so against the fact that the Justice Department dropped their case against Eric Adams.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, guys. Yeah, we heard that. We get that. So I want to go to the next one. So this one is with Cynthia Lennox of Sex in the City. So she basically on MSNBC. So they talking about Madani and Eric Adams. So let's just take a look and try to analyze this video.
Actor, activist, and lifelong New Yorker Cynthia Nixon. She's a Tony, Emmy, and Grammy winner who is known for her roles in hit shows Sex and the City, The Gilded Age, and many more. She also ran for governor of New York.
And also, I'm going to just play a small portion of this video. And yeah.
In 2018, challenging then Governor Andrew Cuomo. So, Cynthia, I guess let's just start with your reaction. And if you think.
The crazy part, I did not know that she ran for governor in 2018. Never knew that. So, yeah.
Eric Adams exiting this race is going to change anything.
I don't think it's going to change anything, but I do think it is a clear sign that Donald Trump is using his influence. He's using everything that he's got at his disposal, and he really wants, Andrew Cuomo to be the next mayor. And I think New Yorkers know that, and I think the last thing that New Yorkers want is anybody telling them who to vote for mayor, much less Donald Trump.
So you're saying you think?
So y'all guys, so you're telling me New York want a socialist in there? So y'all want a socialist in New York? That's what you're telling me. This guy, he opposed for free buses, right? He opposed for free buses, right? How will you pay for this? You got a tax hike on average workers that's working very hard. Because I'm trying to figure this out. How will you try to figure this stuff out if you want free buses? How you going to pay these workers that's driving these buses? Guys, write your comments down and write your comments down below. I'm trying to talk fast. I don't know why. Write your comments down below. I'm just trying to figure this out. I'm trying to understand it. You know what I mean? He wants man, this one flyer here. I don't know what the hell. He wants the governor to run the groceries. That's not gonna work. That's not going to work. He wants because if you look, I can't remember the other state that did that. I don't know if it was Tennessee. And guys, you can let me know down below, comment down below, let me know. You see what happened over there? The grocery store closed down. All right. The third one is he want rent control. I just don't understand that either. Um, there's a lot of things he want.
We're going to find out that there is a deal of some sort, something that has been offered to Eric Adams here. Or do you think he just looked at the polling numbers and said, I have no chance. Let me quit while I'm far behind.
There is that as well. But I think, honestly, I think Eric Adams has been looking for a way to get out of the race and an upside for himself. And so whether anything conspired or not, I think we certainly know that Andrew Cuomo and Trump have been strategizing together.
If you kind of look on what's happening with the Andrew Cuomo side and Eric Adams, it's very obvious. I mean, billionaires in this city said they wanted to basically incentivize Eric Adams to step aside and consolidate around Andrew Cuomo. Donald Trump said that he helped Eric Adams out and basically wants Andrew Cuomo now. There's not a lot of secrecy behind what is happening here in broad daylight for New Yorkers. And yet on the other side, you see people like Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer incapable of coming out and endorsing their own party's nominee. Andrew Cuomo is not the party's nominee. They are Democrats. They're the leaders of the Democratic Party, and they refuse to endorse the person that was elected by the people of this city of New York. How do you explain that?
Before she started talking, I just think that it's a big mistake if they put this mayor, not this mayor, this socialist, Madani into New York as mayor. I just think that would be a big mistake because he's gonna run New York to the ground. He's gonna run New York to the toilet, and all these things that he's want, it just don't make any sense to me. And guys, you gotta also write your comments again. And I just think, and the Democrats, they will never understand. They will never learn from the mistakes because they make mistakes after mistakes. They will never learn from it, and that's the way it is. And sometimes you gotta let things happen to make people learn for their mistakes. Sometimes you gotta let these things happen, like I said. So, hey,
I think it's shameful. I do think in a way maybe they're doing Zoran a little bit of a favor, seeing as how unpopular Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer are at the moment. But I think this is the mistake that Democrats keep making again and again and again. Every time there is someone who comes along who's young, who's progressive, who has got exciting new ideas that activate the electorate, who, so many people registering to vote for the first time, voting in primaries for the first time. As Zoran was saying earlier, how many young people? Somehow the Democratic leadership is so focused on centrism being the secret sauce that they're missing the victory right in front of their face, and so they're not going to be a part of it. And I think that's a shame. That's a shame for them, not for Zoran.
well, guys, let me know what you think about this video. And yeah, I just think there's a big mistake if they put Madani as mayor in New York. And guys, you can let me know what you think about what I said, and let me know what you think about this whole video. And yeah, man. So guys, subscribe to my channel, put a like to my channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one, man. Peace.